It's William with the Riverstone Life, and you know what? We're back in Indiana. We went to Colorado, now we're in Indiana. And guess where we're going now? We're going to Washington. I got a good load. Little thing, paying $1.70. I'm super happy. And just in case you didn't notice, my shirt, the machine. There's a story behind that.
Pulls me right into his face and he goes, "So, I understand you're the machine."
When I got it out of the shop for the transmission problem, I think it was like a week or so down the road, Cameron sent me a text. He's one of the guys that hired on through Wave, through the videos and stuff. And he goes, "Hey, how many miles you got on that new transmission?" I think I told him I'm thinking it's like 15,000 or something is what I told him that day. He comes back, wow, he could not believe that I had that many miles already. I said, damn, I'm the machine. Just being a smart ass, you know how that is. And he comes back and he goes, "Have you ever seen that video?"
Brings me in a room full of 9 Russian gangsters drinking and smoking and just goes, "Stop! Tell them what you said." He's the machine!
"Have you ever seen that video?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Go on YouTube." Actually, he ended up sending me the link because I wasn't sure what he was talking about and I was driving at the time. But if you guys get bored, go on YouTube. There's this comedian called The Machine. He's a kind of a chunky fat guy with no shirt on. And he's talking about how he's the machine and he's in, like, I don't know, Russia. It's just funnier than hell. And I had no idea what he was talking about when I said that. I was just being a smart ass. Well, anyways, I watched that video. I laughed my ass off. Then I had to get a shirt just to say The Machine, just to get back at him. But you know what? If you can't have fun, why even bother, right? But look at this little Nightfall. Little 27 foot or something like that, Nightfall. You know, it actually looks like it's a toy hauler. Yeah, it's a little toy hauler. The only thing that sucked on it is positioning your battery. It doesn't have a bar across there and the battery wants to fall through. So I had to use my bar for torquing down the hitch.
Pulls me right into his face and he goes, "So, I understand you're the machine."
Yeah, there's nothing here. So I put it in there, double strapped it because, yeah, I'm sure it's maybe designed for some bigger lithium batteries or something. I don't know, but a regular old battery doesn't work. But, you know, we got it all hooked up. You can drive through 2 states faster than you can drive through Indiana. I mean, I get to Indiana and it's a traffic jam for 2.5 hours. It was just crazy. So finally got here. Now we're going to see how fast we can get this thing to Washington and then get back to Colorado, pick Robin up, and then head back down to Alabama. And then me and Robin got a surprise. We're going to go do something else. Some of you will like it, some of you won't, but you know what? I'm going to kick out 2 loads in a week when there's no work. So if you watched my video before where I was complaining I didn't get a job, well, it took me for 7 hours to get it. This one I called right in, told the girl I wanted to go out west. Boom, she had it. That simple. So I guess it's the luck of the draw, right?
And he goes, "So, I understand you're the machine." Nice.
And yes, this is where William sleeps. And you can see when you're 6'3", I have to move the seat up here. I have to move this seat up like this, and I can squeeze my feet in here like that and sleep. But after 5 hours, I am done. I experienced a first today, and I'm sure you know what that is. That's when you experience something for the first time. And this morning, as you can see, I don't have the machine shirt on anymore because I've slept on this back seat for 3 nights and I felt a little ripe this morning. So I decided to go take a bath in a rest area bathroom sink. And yes, that was definitely an experience. And for all you van life people, that come across this video, you ain't experienced anything until you live in a backseat of a truck. Because in that van life, that's like living in a suite at the Hilton compared to this. Well, it is Saturday morning at 7:42 a.m. and we are going to get this delivered today by 2 o'clock. So let me tell you how this all worked out. Early part of this video, I talk about how I call in. She gives me this load. Well, you want to ask questions. I asked questions to make sure I wasn't pulling a house behind me, these type of things. And then she told me, and then I said, where's it going? Because she said Washington, and then she said Liberty Lake. And in my mind, Liberty Lake, I've been there a bunch of times. I already know, my head's already going. I'm going, hey, they take deliveries on Saturday. These are the things you want to pay attention if you want to make money in this lifestyle. So I know right in my head, wait a minute. They're there on Saturdays. I couldn't remember if it was 4 or 5 o'clock was the cutoff time. So I had to wait till she sent me the paperwork. But I'm already figuring, okay, if I get out of Indiana this afternoon, I could deliver this on Saturday. So I'm already putting it in there. I'm going, I know I'm doing my logs. I know how much time I have. I know how many hours it is to get there. I mean, it's basically like 26 or 26 and a half hours. It's a day and 3 hours, or maybe it's even a little, it just depends which route you go. You got to check all those routes because it'll change, and you might be going one way, and then the next day you'll check it, and for some reason it's changed because of traffic or whatever. But there's like 3 little routes that it can do. And in my mind, I'm going, well, if I leave there, I can make it. But it's going to put me there right at 5 o'clock when they're closing. But in my mind, I'm thinking, wait a minute, that's the West Coast, and I'm on the East Coast. There's 3 hours difference. So if you time yourself when you leave in the morning, you're timing yourself so that you can take advantage of that 3 hours, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. Right now, I'm scheduled to be there in my mind. That day when I got the job, I was going to be there at 2 o'clock, okay? Right now, my ETA is 1:42. So just remember, all this stuff has to come together. You've got to be on your game to make that happen. And it's the only way you can make it in the RV transport life is if you're paying attention to all that stuff and making these things work, okay? Because the difference between me and somebody else, he's like, yeah, I'll go there. If I don't make it, I'll deliver it on on Monday, and I'll just chill out on Sunday somewhere, and that's fine. But in my mind, I'm thinking, is there any loads up in that area? I dropped this off Saturday afternoon. Can I get to one of those lots, get something picked up, and deliver it for Monday morning? And yes, there is those loads there. So that's how I'm always thinking stuff, even though I'm not going to do a load. But if you're doing this, and if I didn't have plans already, that's exactly what I'd be doing, because I'd grab another load and make another $1,000. So I just turned this $3,200 load into almost $4,200, you see? All because of timing and paying attention. That's the difference from a guy that makes it in this lifestyle and one that doesn't make it. And the other reason I wanted to get this load delivered on Saturday is because I know that I need to be back in Colorado. So I'm 15 hours from Colorado, and I can get my butt there so me and Robin can get in the truck and get to Alabama. And the reason we need to get to Alabama is because, yes, we are going to go and have a little bit of fun downtime again. Our whole Italy trip was like a job. I worked just as hard or harder doing that than it was doing this RV transport, okay? So we are going to drive down to Florida, pick up her daughter and her boyfriend, and we are getting on a plane that's flying an hour, and we're going to the Bahamas. And yes, I've never been to the Bahamas, but Robin has, and the reason we're going to the Bahamas is because she went there 30 years ago when she graduated from high school. Her and her best friend went there and did that, and they stayed in a shady area, and it was really a crazy trip for them, and she wanted to see the area. But we're going to go stay at a nice nice place, and we're just going to hang out on the beach, some quality time with her daughter and her boyfriend, and drink some rum and cokes, and then re-energize. So that's what our plan is, and I'll shoot some video and stuff for the people that want to know about that. Any of you guys that go to the Bahamas or ever have, got any suggestions, leave it down in the comments. So that's what's going on there. Let's talk about full-time RV life. It's not what people think it is. It's not what you picture in your head. And the reason I say that is because people think that they have to live in an RV full-time to experience life. That's not the problem. The problem is from birth, basically, you are conditioned. You are conditioned to get a wife and kids and a house and fill that house full of as much shit as possible and keep filling it. You know, your neighbor buys a lawnmower, you buy a riding lawnmower. He buys a little truck, you buy a big truck. And you just keep filling it. You take all your money and you keep putting it into that house and all that stuff. And then you don't have time, first of all, because you're always taking care of that stuff. You don't have any money left because you keep spending all that stuff. And then that becomes your life. Well, that's not what our full-time RV life is about. What full-time RV life is about is it's about reconditioning you and changing the way you think and the way you do things. And that's why I tell you to get into RV life. Not because RV is a great thing to live in. It's a small place. Things break all the time. Robin can't stand the damn toilets. You know, she wants a toilet that flushes. All the things that goes with it. That's not why you get into it. The reason you get into it is so it reconditions you. What happens is you get pushed into that little space. You have to start getting rid of stuff. After a year or so, you get rid of more and more and more. And all of a sudden, something changes in your mind that those little things are not important anymore. What's important is the time you get with that person you're with or the other people that are in your life. You understand where I'm going with this? The full-time RV life is just a way to recondition you from the way you've been conditioned your whole life. That's what I want people to look at when I'm telling you this stuff, is because that's what we have learned and that's what it has done. I only have the stuff that I'm using every day and the stuff that I need. When I come across something I don't need anymore, I get rid of it and I replace it with something else I want to try. But I've scaled all this down, okay? After you do all that, all of a sudden you're sitting there going, wait a minute, we have a bunch of extra time. We have some extra money. And now you know why we're going to the Bahamas. Because of that. But also because of RV transport. You see how all this stuff meshes together? That's what I'm trying to get out to people in these videos. And for you people out there that want this lifestyle and you're watching everybody on YouTube doing it and you're not doing it, it's because you can't afford to. That's the reason I started doing these RV transport videos, hoping that maybe it gives you a way to get into it, transfer your lifestyle over, make those changes. Now, you don't have to live in an RV life to scale down and change your life. You can scale down to a smaller place, cut all those expenses, get rid of this, all the shit. Stop trying to have more shit than your best friend or your neighbor or one of your relatives. Stop trying to keep up with everybody else. Try to live in the moments and enjoy the time. That's what this channel is about. That's what these videos about. And I'm hoping for the people that have been watching it from the day one that I'm starting to get more of that across. I'm trying to work on what's in this head, what comes out of this mouth, and what I get on film. And that's what I'm trying to do. So if you think this is getting better, and if you think exactly the way I'm thinking, and you think even more to what I'm saying, leave some comments and tell me what you're doing and what you think, and if I'm in the right direction with all of this. And I have to address something because somebody left me a rude remark yesterday, and I love those rude remarks because it shows me how unintelligent they really are. Oh, but Robin might not let this in the video because she doesn't like me, throwing this stuff out there. But the guy had to say that I'm looking old on camera. I might be looking a little old because I am old, But if you think Robin's with me because of the way I look, it's not. It's because of the person I am and the way I make her feel. And the reason I'm with her is because of the person she is. Also, because she makes me a better man. So I'm sure that guy that left that remark was either jealous of my lifestyle or what I have. People are that way. And he was probably about 35 years old and he hasn't grown up yet. And knowledge comes with age. Lessons come with age. And I'm sure he's getting his, or he will get his. So I just had to throw that out there. Leave your comments. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. I tried some new stuff in this video. I'm playing with different ideas, different things, new cameras, all that stuff. Trying to have a little more fun with it. Trying to mesh my RV lifestyle, my travel life, and RV transport. and reach the people out there that want to change their life. And if one of our videos does change your life down the road, let us know. We love to hear from you. Just remember, if you like the video, you give us a thumbs up. If you like me and Robin, you subscribe to the channel, and you know how this works. And always